Can some of the most successful people really live off just 4 to 6 hours of sleep?
There are some people who are successful, and then there are some other people who claim to sleep just 4 or 6 hours. They're usually not the same people. In the short term, people can maybe get by with very little sleep, but they're not usually able to maintain this. And really, there are pretty significant health consequences with long-term sleep deprivation. There isn't a badge of honor to be able to get away with less sleep. The idea of the bell-shaped curve is that generally if you're getting less than like 5 or 6 hours, then you're really running a great risk for some negative health consequences, especially in the cardiovascular area. There actually are some also health consequences that come with sleeping too much. Usually that's greater than 9 hours.
What methods can you recommend to make the overactive mind fall asleep? I'd like more ideas than the usual suggestions for low light and calm activities.
There are a couple of specific techniques. One is what I oftentimes call a structured worry time. And the idea with this time is that you let your thoughts, you let your worries, you let the different things that are on your mind come out. Because typically during the day, we're pretty busy. If we have worries or things that we're thinking about, it tends to get suppressed by the different things that we're doing during the day. And the time that it has to come out is usually when we're laying in bed, when there isn't anything to suppress it. In my experience, I found that this helps quite a bit for people with insomnia. The other option here is something that comes from mindfulness practices, which has its roots in Eastern philosophy, especially Buddhism, which is to relate to thoughts in a different way. So the idea behind this is rather than trying to clear the mind, which is what a lot of people think they need to do to fall asleep. But here we're saying, we can have these thoughts coming in and out of our minds, but we might be able to relate to it in a different way. What we're trying to do is just watch the thoughts come by without trying to control them or get rid of them. And by doing that, we can learn that it doesn't have the same emotional intensity. It gives people another way to try to calm down without feeling that they have to clear their mind in order to fall asleep.
Does the light from my tablet or smartphone really stop me from sleeping effectively?
So it doesn't necessarily stop you from sleeping effectively. Light has been shown, even from something like a smartphone, to be able to have an impact on our circadian rhythms. The circadian rhythms really help to guide some of the timing of our sleep-wake patterns, especially as it relates to the mechanisms in our brain that promote wakefulness. And usually this is something that affects people who are night owls, who like to stay up. So the more you can protect this window for sleep by setting aside your electronics, I usually tell people try to put them away from your bed so you're not tempted to just reach over there and grab it if you're unable to sleep. That's what I think would be the best thing to do.